Welcome to Lido Villas, a micro community established in 2019 consisting of 23 townhouse-style properties. Now today, I'm standing in front of 3353 Via Lido. This property is listed by Michael Procopio with Compass for $4,350,000, and this one is arguably in the best location in the entire community, but you're gonna have to stick around to find out why. Before we go inside and take a look, I want to start the tour out here because I love the curb appeal, and there's something I also want to point out. You will notice that they are actually doing some minor construction on the building. You'll see some plywood on the balcony. You'll see that they're redoing the siding. This is a proactive effort by the association to maintain the building, because when you live by the ocean and you live by the saltwater, the air quality actually does a number on the exterior. So it's always great to see a proactive HOA handling business. Now, I love the curb appeal because these are like modern style, townhouse style properties. And I love the organic landscaping they have here, the board form concrete that kind of creates an industrial vibe. And you've got this really cool front patio. Now, one thing you'll learn about this property is that there's absolutely no outdoor space. So this is basically it. You've got two balconies in this property, and then you have one huge rooftop deck, which you got to stay to the end to see. But if you're the type of person that's like, hey, I don't like maintaining my outside space, this is the place for you. Come inside, let me show you around. So this property is 3-bed, 3.5 bath, just under 2,500 square feet. And even though it's on the smaller side of many of the homes we tour, the way it's laid out, the design is really ahead of its time. Starting with this entry space, it's very spacious. I love, it's kind of like a mudroom. When you come in, you can sit down, you can take your shoes off, you can have a nice cabinet here for shoe storage, but it feels very spacious. I love this huge floor to ceiling window. It just brings in an amazing amount of sunlight. And again, if you're taller, I'm 5'11", I can't quite see the harbor, but if I had an extra 4 to 6 inches, I might be able to see the harbor. This is a really cool space. You got a huge closet here for coats and storage. And then something I really love about this condo specifically is it has an elevator. And elevators are super convenient, but when you see the layout of this property, you're gonna quickly realize that having an elevator is an absolute game changer, but you're gonna have to stick around to see why. And then we've got a very conveniently located main level bedroom. So if you have an older child that wants some privacy, they can stay down here. If you have a guest that's coming to visit, you can stay down here. It gives you your own privacy. I love it. There's a huge window right here. I'm 5'11". If you were like 6'4", you might actually be able to see the harbor from here, which means you'd be able to see the harbor from every single level in this property, including the rooftop deck, which most units in this community cannot say, which is why this is probably the best location in the entire neighborhood. This is a really big room. This is a king bed, and there's still 4 to 5 feet on both sides. Tons of closet space, very spacious. And then down here, you also have a convenient full bath. So stand-up shower, all the essentials. So whoever's staying here, easy access, or if you just need a common bathroom on the main level, this does the trick. And then this leads to the garage, which we're gonna check out a little bit later. The garage has extra storage, and it also opens up to a motor court, which services the entire community, which is a really nice sight to see. So let's go upstairs and see the second level. So the reason why I love this floor plan so much is because it's a reverse floor plan. Many times when you walk into a home, you see a living room, a family room, a kitchen, not this way, right? So the first floor was a bedroom and a bathroom. The second floor is 2 bedrooms. So let's check out the first one. So this is the second bedroom, first one on the second level. And again, you've got these like industrial style windows, floor to ceiling, allowing for maximum sunlight to come through. You've got higher ceilings here, maybe 9-foot ceilings, nice trim. Most of the color scheme in this property is kind of the gray and white, which was very popular when this was built in 2019. However, What the owners have done is the furniture they've used has the warmer tones that kind of make things feel a little bit more relevant in today's design standards. So if you were to buy this place, you could obviously repaint, but if you didn't want to repaint, you could use furniture to create that environment that you're looking for. This specific bedroom has an ensuite, so very similar to the main level bathroom. You've got a stand-up shower and all the essentials, quite spacious, beautiful mirrors, high ceilings. It's a really nice space. And on this same level, before we go to the master bedroom, there is a conveniently located laundry area right here. So we've got full size washer dryer, stackable, and then plenty of storage space. Is it a huge laundry space? No, but when you have a 2,500 square foot condo, this is all that you need. You don't want to waste too much space on laundry. I love how wide this hallway is here. Features like this kind of bringing in that industrial style into it. So you've got the glass with the metal framing, which I think is really nice. You'll see more of that throughout the property. And then you've got so much storage here, like linen storage here. You've got nice counters. I believe these are Corian counters. You'll see these throughout the wet areas in this property, kind of tying everything together. And then you'll also see this luxury vinyl plank that's all throughout the property as well. And anywhere where there's no luxury vinyl plank, there are areas that have carpet, but for the most part, this is what you see. And then again, here's the elevator. So the elevator starts on the first floor and goes all the way up to the third floor. It does not hit the rooftop deck, but it does make it very convenient. And we'll talk more about that when we get to the third level. And this brings us to the master bedroom. So this is the third of 3 bedrooms. Very spacious, nice high ceilings, very clean. One thing you'll see right away is this major sliding door right behind me. So let's open this up and I want to show you guys why this unit is the most significant unit in the entire community. So once I open the sliding door, not only does it create an indoor-outdoor environment for this property where the ocean breeze comes right in, this is one of 2 balconies, and this is the view that you get from this balcony. Now, if you can see that, I'm looking straight into the harbor. You'll see on the left side, there's commercial buildings that go above 3 stories. And on the right side, there are 2 to 3 level homes that are on the harbor. This is the only space that has a peekaboo. It's a parking lot for the commercial space and for the public, or not the public docks, but the docks you can rent across the way. And so that actually gives you perspective to the harbor, and I could see the beautiful harbor. I could see all the restaurants on PCH. This is definitely a view that you would want to spend money on. So love that about this specific unit. All right, so let me close this up really quick, show you how easy it is. Nice and easy, slider. I love that. And boof, all the sound is gone too, right? So if you live on Via Lido, this is an artery through Newport Beach, so you're gonna hear some traffic noise. But that's just the way it is out here, right? You're gonna hear traffic noise, you're gonna hear some airplanes, you're by the water, you see the water. I mean, that's the Newport Beach life. So I love this primary bathroom. It's huge. Again, 2,500 square feet. This much space in the primary is a game changer. So first of all, let's go into this oversized stand-up shower. I'd say this is a 6x6 shower. You've got a nice convenient bench here, place to store your showering supplies. You've got a window that looks out at the harbor, so you can shower with a view. And to be honest with you, from here, unless somebody has a telescope, there's a massive amount of privacy. And if you still want more privacy, there's a shade there, so don't worry. That leads us into the primary space here. We have dual vanity floating, which is really nice. I love the lighting underneath to just create a little bit of that ambiance. Cool space for maybe makeup to be done or storage. And you got 2 oversized counter spaces. So there's a bathroom right here. And this is the master closet. And I love how big it is for a home of this size. It feels disproportionate in a great way. in the sense that there is more than enough storage in here for whoever lives here. There's hanger storage, there's shelf storage, there's built-in drawers. You have what you need here to be able to live a really high quality life, whether you live here as a primary residence or if you use this as a beach house or if you rent it out. I think the appeal of this room is very high. So that's the second level. Now let's go to the third level where we're gonna see the kitchen and both living areas. Come with me. Welcome to the third level. If I owned this unit, I'd be up here the most. Now, before I get into all of everything that's going on up here, I wanna just show you again the metal railing, the metal framing around this, what I like to call a reverse balcony, because I feel like I could stand here and look down. This is an air gap, so not only does it create airflow down to the second level, but it also allows for more natural light to go down there. This is an attached condo, attached on both sides. So the windows that we have here are only on this side and that side. And so when you don't have an air gap, it creates a lot less of an opportunity for light to shine through. So this is a design strategy to create more daylight in an area where you don't have as many windows as if you had a non-attached structure. So as you can see here, it's a very open floor plan. I love this level. For the number one reason why I love this level is because this right here, let me show you guys. So this is a pocket door that goes all the way there. And on the other side of the room is a pocket door. So when you open them both, you have this breeze that comes through that makes this space feel so fresh and so livable that you don't want to leave. And I am obsessed with it. We have a balcony here, Juliet's balcony here. We have a full-size balcony over there. And there's a lot going on. So let's just start in this corner. We've got a half bath in this corner right here. Which is super convenient if you're up here, if you're entertaining. All three other bathrooms are near bedrooms. Here we've got a pantry, which is really nice. In a 2,500 square foot condo, pantries may not be that common. This is a nice space, plenty of extra storage. And then what I really love about this too is that you have a door here that you can shut that just closes it off and keeps the space really neat. Now here, I'm gonna go with this is the formal living space. Although this may be the first time I'm ever showing you guys a house, a unit that has two family rooms, because for me, living space is more, what's the word I'm looking for? Living space is more formal, family is more casual, but both of these spaces feel super casual. So check this out. Good amount of space, nice size furniture, nice low coffee table to keep things feeling nice and open. You've got high ceilings here. I'm gonna go with maybe 9 or 10 foot ceilings, and it just feels so nice. I'm feeling the breeze from this side. I'm feeling the breeze from this side. That takes me into the kitchen here. We have an oversized kitchen island, 15-foot kitchen island in a 2,500 square foot condo. Again, the design features in this unit, the builder and the designer did a really great job of incorporating oversized features in a unit that might not typically have oversized features, but doesn't make it feel claustrophobic or tight. They've done a really great job of all that. Tons of counter space here, upgraded appliances. You've got microwave, oven, burner, oversized fridge, and plenty of storage. Cabinets everywhere. Cabinets on this side, cabinets along the island. This is an entertainer's delight. And that takes us to the second living space. So this living space is probably 30, maybe 40% bigger than the living space across the room. I'd see myself spending more time here, maybe watching TV, and maybe over there spending time chatting with a friend or hanging out. But I love the space. I think it is perfect. And you even have this cool like eating area or kind of a nook. And interestingly enough, this area has oversized ceilings. So if the traditional ceiling height is about 10, we're looking at about 14 feet right here with an extra window up top to really bring in as much natural light as possible. We've made hundreds of home tour videos. And the one thing that all of our clients are looking for when they're looking to buy by the ocean, buy by the water, buy in a coastal city, is natural light, and this home absolutely delivers. Before I pass it, this is the elevator. Again, it goes from the first floor to the third floor, making it very convenient. And if you've been here since the beginning, thank you. I want to talk a little bit about the elevator. If you buy groceries and you have to carry them up 2 flights of stairs, that's going to either give you really big muscles or really painful knees. So having an elevator is a very convenient way to bring things up and down without having to carry them up the stairs. So that's why I think the elevator is so critical in this specific property, because of its reverse floor plan. Typically, you walk into a unit, it's a kitchen, it's a living room, you walk from the garage into the kitchen, you're done. But the way this is laid out, this elevator is absolutely critical. So before we go up to the rooftop deck, which is an amazing feature, I wanted to check out the second balcony here. Again, you've got the pocket doors that create the inside-outside living space. This is the second of 2 balconies. You get a better perspective of the harbor here. You're a little bit higher, you're on the 3rd floor. But what I'm noticing is that I can't see the harbor over those homes. So even though I'm on the 3rd floor, you would imagine most of these units that by the time you got to the 3rd floor, you'd be able to see the harbor, you'd be able to see the water. That's not the case. So again, proving why this specific unit is located in the best spot of all 23 units, because the fact that we are overlooking a parking lot and we have no obstruction to the harbor. If you're gonna live by the ocean, you wanna see the water. That's my opinion. A really nice size balcony. All right, so now you've seen the entire property on the inside. Let's go to one of my favorite parts of the home, the rooftop deck. Okay, so when you buy a unit in the Lido Villas, you don't get any outdoor space in terms of a front yard or a backyard. But what you do get is an insane rooftop deck. I mean, seriously, check it out. I know we had one tour in CDM Village on Heliotrope, 750 square foot deck. I did the numbers here. We're looking at about 550 to 600 square feet. So it's not as large as the one we did on Heliotrope. But guys, this is an enormous rooftop deck. And from here, I can see almost everything. I'm literally looking at the harbor. I can see over the homes here. Take a look at that yacht out there. Holy moly, huge yacht. I could see the hills, I could see Newport Coast, I could see Fashion Island, I could see the mainland, PCH, I could see Newport Heights. When I look that way, I see the top of the coastline. So there are peekaboo ocean views in addition to harbor views, and you can see everything from here. It is absolutely incredible. Perfect spot for barbecuing. You got a built-in barbecue, you have tons of storage, you've got a fridge, you've got a sink, you've got lounge chairs, you've got an outdoor furniture set, you got a fire pit. I mean, the opportunities up here are absolutely endless. You can do so much up here. I see this as being a super, super fun community to live in. And the one term that I learned today while I was researching about this property is lock and leave. And we're gonna talk about who the perfect buyer is for this property. But the one thing I absolutely love about this type of living is the lock and leave, okay? If you're the type of person that likes to travel a lot and you don't wanna worry about your home when you leave, this is the type of unit where you lock the front door and you don't have to worry about it, because everything having to do with this property, your personal belongings, are in one confined space. There's no front yard, there's no backyard, there's no exterior. It's all interior space. And that's what I love so much about it, is low maintenance. As I get older, I like low maintenance, and this property it falls into that category. So there's one more spot left. Want to show you the garage, want to show you the storage in the garage, and then the motor court for the community. And then we can sit down and talk about who's the perfect buyer for this place. Let's go, guys. Come with me. All right. So we're in the 2-car garage now, attached, direct access. It's important to talk about the garage because Newport Beach isn't always the easiest place to park, especially if you're talking about peak time during the summer. Although there's a lot of paid parking options in this area, which make it very convenient. But this is your own 2-car garage. And the cool thing is is that there's actually a third spot that you could park in. But before I show that to you, let me show you this area right here. Don't mind the staging furniture, the cellar's in transition, but you've got this space right here, a nice sized closet, just a little bit of extra storage space. Nothing crazy, but you know what? Again, when you're dealing with a smaller condo, it's nice to have as many storage options as possible. So what I love about this is this space right here, although it's not a legal parking space, if you look around the complex, you will see that people are parking right behind their garage. Because of the way the buildings are angled, it actually makes it to where people can still drive through the motor court and not have any issues with you being where you're at. So this is a really cool feature if you have a third car spot. And then this is the motor court. And what's nice is this is where all 23 homeowners will come in to park. So it's one central motor court. All the garages are facing into the motor court, and you will see that these units here have a different facade than these units here. These units here look over to the peninsula side. So you're not really seeing a lot of water views. There's no harbor on that side. And unless you're on the third level, you're probably not gonna see any parts of the ocean. These units right here are the units that have views of the harbor. So if it was my pick, what side do I wanna live on? I'm picking this side. Also, one thing that's really cool is that on the third level, both the front side of the unit and the back side of the unit have pocket doors, sliding doors, but these don't have sliding doors on the third level. They're just windows. So I really love the idea of being able to open up both the front and the back of the unit and creating that cross breeze. And then you'll see there's about 6 general parking spots for if you have company, outside of paying. The cool thing about Newport Beach is usually parking's enforced until 6 p.m. After 6 p.m. you can park anywhere and not have to pay. So, and that's a local tip. So if you're here in Newport Beach, don't pay after 6 p.m. And so obviously if you have company coming over for dinner, they can park anywhere on the street, or if they have spots in here, which there is actually an open spot, they can park here. And then the mailboxes for the entire community are located centrally here in the motor court for easy access. Now, the HOA here is $559 a month. There are no HOA amenities, but the HOA does include exterior maintenance, which you can see is happening now. It also includes water and trash, and that'll offset your utility bill just a little bit. But at the end of the day, $559 for an HOA in a community like this, I would say falls into the category of reasonable to slightly high. All right, so you've seen the house, you've seen the courtyard, you've seen the community. Now it's time to see how walkable this space is. So editor Josh, let's put a timer on the screen. Let's see how long does it actually take us to walk from the complex to where we're gonna go have coffee, to where we're gonna go have lunch, to where we're gonna go have dinner. Now I can tell you that it's a 2-minute walk to Bear Flag, which is one of the best places on the planet to get poke, but I'd rather walk there. So we're almost now at the end of the street. We're gonna walk across the crosswalk, and we're literally gonna be in the complex where Bear Flag is at, plus a bunch of other places like the amazing and recently renovated Lido Theater. Come with me, guys, come on. It's a beautiful day in Newport Beach. The sun is shining. It feels beautiful. I feel the breeze, and we're here. What's that, a minute? 70 seconds maybe? So you got Z Pizza right here, which is a staple. And if we walk right past this crosswalk, we're gonna get to Bear Flag. So keep coming with me. Stay patient, guys. I'm telling you, it's all gonna be worth it. We're almost there. It's always nice to walk, get the body moving, and you get a real great lay of the land here. So on this side is an older part of the complex. On that side over there, which we'll turn the camera around and show you. So here it is, fresh fish. You got Bear Flag Fish Co. We've done tours here. We've done spotlights here. It's amazing. And then right behind you, there's also Fable and Spirit right here. Behind me, over here on the right, is the Lido Marina Village. So like if I'm thinking lunch, I'm thinking Malibu Farms. If I'm thinking dinner, I'm thinking Nobu. A lot of great boutique shops there. It's an awesome place to hang out. Tons of amazing locations for harbor views. And then right here, we've got the recently remodeled Lido Theater. Let me show you something really cool, guys. This is an iconic location. Now, full transparency, I've never been inside since they've renovated it. I really want to check it out, but I want to show you something. Newport Beach Film Fest, October 16th to the 23rd. I was actually at opening night last night and it was incredible. So on this strip, you've got Lido Theater, you've got Fable and Spirit, and you've got Bear Flag, and you've got Z Pizza, among a few other places. And then right behind us, bam, Lido Marina Village for some of the best boutique shopping in Newport Beach, for some of the greatest restaurants in Newport Beach. Guys, 70 seconds from the motor court to this complex to get coffee, lunch, or dinner. And then obviously Hearst Coffee, we've done a spotlight there, it's right on the corner. If you're looking for that Newport Beach life, this is it. So now let's go back to the property and let's talk a little bit more detail around who's the perfect buyer for a place like the one we just toured today. So we sort of hinted a little bit on the rooftop about locking and leaving. So for me, when I think about who's the perfect buyer for this place, I think little kids might not do great in this community because there's not a lot of places to play, there's a lot of levels, so I think this is more of a mature community. Somebody who might use this place as a second home or a third home, that wants to come here 2 or 3 times a year, that wants the ability to lock their place up and leave and go to another home and not have to worry about anybody doing anything weird to their property because everything is confined in this small space right here. I love that. I could see this being a primary residence for a young, hip couple, maybe with a small baby that they take care of. I think the elevator really opens up the number of people, the type of people that can actually live in a property like this. But I'm curious to know, after seeing the full tour, what type of person do you see buying this property? Guys, thank you so much for following me along on this amazing home tour. The goal is to continuously bring you new and unique properties to give you a feeling of what it's like to live that Newport Beach life. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. If you haven't commented yet, just know that I respond to every single comment. I love to create engagement with anybody watching my stuff. I really appreciate the support. And if you have any requests that you'd like me to do in the future, types of properties you'd like me to shoot, just let me know and I'll make it happen. Until next time, keep living the dream.